Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our MLB On Deck segment for Tuesday, Tuesday, July 23rd. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our MLB, NBA, and NFL videos. If you haven't come and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily FanDuel and DraftKings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So, hey, how you doing out there, Jeremy?
Yo, what up, man?
Hey, another day trying to get it. I want to start off by saying, I apologize to any of our members having trouble right now with our optimizer. We're having a little bit of trouble with our data coming through. We're working really, really hard to get that fixed. It should either be up by tonight or tomorrow morning. So be very patient with us. DM us if you have any questions. We could definitely do something to kind of take care of you guys, for that kind of technical difficulties. But yeah, man, we've got a good slate today. It's a pretty good sized slate. There's a lot of teams we can definitely look at. There's going to be some weather we're going to have to pay attention to tonight. As always, this video is a little bit more of an overview, get you a general idea of where we're at. For today's slate, we both will be back in a little bit with our MLB deep dive segment. I'll be back with my MLB cash game core plays. We got a lot of stuff going on the site. We got NFL coming soon. NBA is right around the corner. Very excited for NBA. So yeah, man, stay tuned. Make sure to check out the videos and make sure to go check out our site, dfscheatsheet.com. And hey, what's up, Jeremy? Ready to talk some baseball, bro?
Oh, for sure. Let's go.
Yeah. So as always, I'll start with the batters, and then we'll let Jeremy kind of chime in if I miss some teams that he's looking at, and kind of let him get going with the pitchers. So I'm just going to start at Atlanta. I like Atlanta. They're at home. They call Atlanta Coors Field of the East. They get a matchup today against Danny Duffy. Gives up a 40% hard contact rate, 215 ISO to lefties, 183 ISO to righties. For Atlanta, you're looking at the obvious guys. You're looking at the Acunas, the Freemans, the Donaldsons, Ozzy Albies is in play. You can look at Markakis. You could even look at the young guy. What's the young guy's name? Austin Riley. The guy definitely has some pop. So I think Atlanta is a really, really intriguing team to target today. I haven't targeted them in a while, but I think today is definitely going to be a day that I'm going to be looking at them. Next, I'm going to move on. This is a game that we got to kind of wait on weather, see how the weather goes. I will caution you with that, but I do like Atlanta today. Atlanta, they get a matchup against Peter Lambert, 40% hard contact rate, 353 ISO to lefties, 211 ISO to righties. Washington's a team is starting to come alive a little bit. Definitely, you want targeting with the lefties. We're looking at Soto, looking at Matt Adams if he's in the lineup. You're looking at what is his name? Trey Turner, and what is the guy that bats leadoff for him?
Adam Eaton.
Adam Eaton is in play. There's a bunch of guys that you can look at for Washington. Like I said, this is a really good spot against Lambert. He's not a good pitcher. It just comes down if we're going to get this game in with weather. That's one of the biggest concerns for me with Washington. Next, I'm going to move on to my team. Anytime I got the Dodgers facing a righty and a righty that's not very good. I always go back to that well. They're one of the best teams on today's slate. They get a matchup against Felix Pena, who gives up a 42% hard contact rate, 263 ISO to lefties, 140 ISO to righties. He struggles against lefties, and the Dodgers have a ton of them. You're looking at Jock Peterson, Bellinger, Muncy, Corey Seager, Verdugo. You can even throw in, AJ Pollock, the righty. You can throw in Justin Turner. Dodgers are just on fire right now. You can play them basically any day, and they're even better against righties. So I think Dodgers are a really good play today. Then I like Cleveland. I've been playing Cleveland a lot, and I'm going to go right back to that well. They haven't let me down yet, so I don't know if it's going to be today, but they got a great matchup. Aaron Sanchez has just been horrible this season. There's not much else to say about it. Gives up a 39% hard contact rate, 189 to lefties, 147 to righties. So you do want to, go after him a little bit more with the lefties. Kipnis, Jose Ramirez, a switch hitter. You can look at Santana's in play, Lindor. Even Leplo. Leplo's a guy. He's up from the right side, but he's just swinging a good bat. There's some bats you could definitely look at in this Cleveland lineup going against Aaron Sanchez. Aaron Sanchez numbers, they don't look bad on the season. Don't get me wrong. Especially when we look at ISO, that he doesn't have crazy high ISOs, but the guy's he's been getting hit. I mean, that is what it is. There's no way around that. So yeah, I like Cleveland, and then there's a couple of teams that are, maybe a little bit more GPP, but definitely in play. Houston going against Mike Fiers. Mike Fiers is a decent pitcher, but Houston, they're starting to get healthy again. Fiers gives up a 35% hard contact rate. 106 ISO to lefties, 158 ISO to righties. So he definitely is a reverse splits kind of guy. In Houston, they have a ton of big bats that are from the right side. You're looking at Altuve. Gurriel's been swinging a good bat. Brantley's in play from the left side. You can look at George Springer. Even I played the guy yesterday, the guy Diaz. He was batting in the ninth spot, but he was cheap. The guy, he's really good. He just always gets hurt. That's the problem with him. If he's going to be back in that lineup for cheap, you could definitely look at him. Outside of that, a couple other teams I'll quickly just throw out there. You can look at Arizona at home going against Dylan Bundy. Really good hitting environment. Bundy's been, pretty decent on the year, but like I said, Arizona, really good hitting environment. Can definitely see some balls jumping off today. And then lastly, I think that you can look at the Yankees going against Kyle Gibson. Yankees are their team that they can basically put up 10 runs any night if they, have the bats rolling. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just to kind of sum it up for you guys, and I'll let Jeremy jump in here. I'm looking at Atlanta, Washington, depending on weather, the Dodgers, Houston, Cleveland, Arizona, and throwing a little bit of Yankees as well. Did I miss any teams that you're liking, and kind of where you at pitching-wise?
Look, I have to say this, man, and I know it's going to sound like I'm being a homer, but you have to play the Giants. I just think you have to play the Giants. And one of the reasons I think you have to play the Giants is I said this a long time ago that it was going to be shit or get off the pot for them because of all of the talk, especially around Madison Bumgarner and it being Bruce Bochy's last year, and they were either going to sell off or they were going to contend. Since June 24th, they're 18-6. And in those 18 wins, 12 of them, they've scored at least 5 runs. And 7 of those times, they've scored more than 10. So they're hitting the ball very, very well. I know they're facing Yu Darvish, and ordinarily I would say, yeah, you know what? Yu Darvish, he's turned his season around, right? But Darvish is not like the old Darvish. He has a 251 ISO against him against left-handed bats, and you're going to see Sandoval, Belt, Panic, Yastrzemski, Dickerson. He probably faced minimum five left-handed bats today. And this is a team that, like I said, 18-6 since June 24th. 12 times they scored 5 or more runs, and they're facing a guy who's got a 251 ISO against left-handed bats, and they will probably send up, Panic, Crawford, Dickerson, Sandoval, Belt. I mean, Yastrzemski. That's 6 left-handed bats possibly today against Darvish. Nobody will own them. Their lineup will confirm really late. It's Darvish, who's pitched decent lately. I like them. I think they're a great tournament team. It's a team that I'll have exposure to for sure tonight. I just think it bodes well for them. One thing, I was watching the game last night, and if you're a Giants fan, a lot of this season, for the first time in many years, that ballpark's been halfway empty, and it's not anymore. It's back to being full. And look, I think this is a really good spot to load the Giants up.
Yeah, no, I was just watching a thing on them last night, and they were talking about they're limbo. They're going to be buyers or they're going to be sellers because they've been playing some really, really good ball for sure.
I don't think they're going to be either. I think they've made some really good moves throughout the course of the season, bringing in a guy like Dickerson, going out and getting Pilar. I don't see them doing either one. I don't think they sell off, and I don't think they buy. Part of the problem is not only have they been winning and they're now 2 games out of the wild card, so that's one thing. But number 2, they're not getting any good prospects being offered up for their bullpen pieces or for Madison Bumgarner. So, if you don't have to, Madison Bumgarner at the end of the day becomes a free agent next year. Why get rid of him if you're not going to get something big in return that's going to help your ball club going forward? If you're not going to get that, just keep him. You're in contention. You got a competing ball club. You're selling tickets again. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. So pitching-wise, where are you at pitching-wise today?
Look, man, I really like Trevor Bauer in this spot. I think he'll be popular. I'm the NBA has me a little gun shy. What I mean by that is you don't know when this guy's going to get traded.
Right.
Right. And I would hate to have, roll him out there. I mean, the good news is locks at 7:05. This game's at 7:07. So, unless he gets traded the next hour, he's probably safe for today. But I do like Bauer a lot. I think it's a really good spot to be contrarian on the other side of it. Bauer's pitched really well. But he has been touched up as also, right? He's been touched up for 3 earned runs in each of his last 2 starts. And against Kansas City, he got touched up for 5 runs. If you look at him, over his last 10 starts, he's been touched up for 5 runs 4 times. But he's had a couple of dominant performances, one against Cincinnati, one against Kansas City, and another one against Cincinnati. So it's really Kansas City and Cincinnati he's had the really good starts against. I think a contrarian play would be to play Toronto and just avoid Bauer. Aaron Nola is in a really interesting spot. Detroit's lineup confirmed. They'll have 4 lefties in that lineup today with a switch hitter making it 5. You know how I feel about Philadelphia pitchers against left-handed bats. They just can't seem to get them out. Right. Chris Sale's faced Tampa Bay 1 time this year. I really think that the best pick, Steven Strasburg, who's facing Colorado. Colorado's terrible away from their home ballpark. I love Chris Paddock. Weather concerns in that game. Don't like his price at 9.5. To me, the best deal on the slate, I think, is Caleb Smith. If you take a look at Caleb Smith, only 1 time this season he's given up more than 3 earned runs. He has 8 quality starts and 6 out of 16 starts. You look at his last 4 or 5 starts, 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 3 earned runs. The strikeouts between 6 and 8. He has 11 strikeout upside. The only time this season was on May 26th against the Washington Nationals, where he gave up 5 earned runs. Every other start, he's given up 3 earned runs or less. So he gives the opportunity to get a win.
He's a lefty, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. He's a lefty?
He's a lefty.
Yeah, so we know that Washington hits lefties well. So
right. So anytime it's 1 start out of 10, you could throw the thing away. It's Tucker Litchfield. Like, you could throw that out. Right. So moving on to like the value tier here, I do like Merrill Kelly against Baltimore. Merrill Kelly's been solid this year. I think it's a really good opportunity where you can load up some bats with Merrill Kelly at 7.6 on FanDuel. 5 innings against the Cardinals, 1 earned run. 7 innings against the Brewers, 1 earned run. We've seen him go as many as 10 strikeouts. You look at all of his starts, he pitches into the 5th inning almost every single time. He's pitched past the 7th inning, where he's pitched 7 2/3 a couple times. I like the upside of Merrill Kelly at 7.6 quite a bit. And that's kind of really it, to be honest with you. I don't mind Keuchel, but there's just not enough strikeout upside there for me. That's kind of where I'm at from a pitching standpoint across the board. There's a lot of pitchers on this slate. Chris Sale, obviously. I would still look at Austin Meadows as a one-off play. The guy's just on fire. Matthew Boyd, not interested in that. I think that Paddock's price is a little too expensive. Nola gives me a lot of pause. Bauer gives me some pause. I think Bauer can go out and give you a quality start today, give up 3 earned runs, strike out 6 or 7. But does that get it done for you at 10-9? So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, man, I think that's a good little kind of start to the day, kind of get you guys going. Like I said, I will be back shortly with my core plays video, get that out for you guys as well. We're working hard to get the site back up, and it's going to be back up very, very soon. So, hey, man, make sure to check it out. We still got, our cash game videos up. We still got everything else up. Check it out, dfscheatsheet.com. And hey, good luck on your guys' contest tonight, all right? Peace out.